what's going to be the third order this time? Is it going to be? It's going to be Amanda first, right? Because you guys go first. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Fun times.
When's the date again where you're giving the talk?
7th or 8th of September.
7th?
I'll get more details soon. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's either the 7th or 8th of September.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. What exactly is the topic about?
Topic is about how I going. It's mainly aimed at people who are not game developers. It's supposed to be like how anybody can get into game development and how I got into game development myself.
That
Mm,
sounds fun.
Stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'll be quite fun. I'm
yeah.
not having any PowerPoint slides. I'm thinking of just making the whole thing in Unity.
Yeah. Make it fun and interesting, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Will you be like talking about anything with regards to Switch development? Because you mentioned something last week.
Oh no. It's supposed to be very
NDA.
no. It's supposed to be very friendly for people who don't know anything about game development.
I see.
Yeah.
No. What
So
I meant to say is
I mean
you say
for
today's dev chat, because you mentioned you have like a few things to announce, right?
Yeah, that's the main one. Another one is I might do a prototyping talk soon, but that one is not set in stone yet. And then also, yeah, that's the main stuff, I guess. I also did a bunch on Scorching the Straw soon, but luckily this time I actually did what I said I was gonna do.
I can't wait to check out.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I think I'm like finally officially out of my depression stage, kind of like I'm still undergoing treatment, but they are reducing my medication and the medication is the one that makes me think slower.
Right.
So I've been able to develop at a much faster speed.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah, so I'm actually like almost back to my normal self. Although it's a bit risky because that medication also is an antidepressant, so I have to watch it. I just have to watch it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a step in the right direction, right? To slowly.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Basically, in the past few weeks, whenever I talk, I will even have like problems like enunciating my words, or like I'll have a lot of long pauses. Now I don't have any such problem anymore, as you can tell. Like when I'm on stream and I'm doing stuff, I can still do stuff while talking to the stream, and I can still do fairly complex stuff fairly okay. So I think I'm getting better in that regard at least.
That's great,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yay! So
Yeah.
Amanda is in apparently. Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
So Amanda wanted to show us Elias today. So I've talked to her and said usually we have our guest start first, right? But she would like to maybe not be the first one. So Amanda, would it be okay if we just go with our usual order, like Chow, John, me, and then you end it off? You cap it off? Hello? There's no response.
Oh, you're
Hang on.
muted. You're muted, by the way, in case.
Oh, she's in the chat. She just woke up. Oh, okay. we'll do our usual thing
That's
first
okay.
then. Yeah.
All right. Okay. In that case, should I just stream my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, can you see?
Just a moment while I pop up the thing.
No problemo. Let me just save this. Okay.
Oh.
So I gave it a little bit of a visual makeover.
Oh.
But more importantly than that, let me get my controller.
Hmm.
So, okay, so the last week, just a recap. The last week, I was actually gonna do a balls to the wall style, kind of, as in that's the game from the game jam. For people who think I'm talking about like a sexual innuendo, I'm not. So, like, I was gonna use the same control scheme as that game. But I realized that the Skull Chains feel was a lot more fun to use. So I was like, how do I actually use port it over to controller? So it's not perfect, but I think I did it. So let me start up DS4 Windows. There we go. Okay, so right now, if I do this, I'm using my controller to control the swing of the thing.
Right.
So you can be quite precise with it like that.
Oh, it looks really good.
Yeah, so the thing is, right, it doesn't only work with an analog stick. It works with, wait, let me just set the player one to use mouse. So actually uses, you can use the mouse. Oh, both of them use mouse. Sorry. So you can actually use the mouse as well, like that. And it will just basically use the same velocity as the regular controls. So it's completely fair. You can fight against someone with a mouse, but here's the thing: you can also use a keyboard.
A keyboard.
I'm using a keyboard right now,
Okay.
and I haven't done any smoothing on it. That's why it's a bit jittery. But once I do smoothing, it will basically be as smooth as like the analog stick or the mouse.
Right.
And that basically means that you can play against somebody multiplayer local with your mouse, and somebody else can be using a keyboard, or they can use a gamepad, or in the case of like a tablet, you can use touch as well. So it works with all of those things right now. Oh yeah, and also there's like this multiplayer mode which I was playing with people online actually. We were using Parsec to play it like local multiplayer.
Oh, what is
But
Parsec?
over the internet. Oh, Parsec I should have mentioned. It's like this thing that allows you to play local multiplayer games over the internet.
Right.
It's kind of like Steam Remote Play, but then like you can use it for any game.
Oh wait,
So
I
I've been
think
using
I've
it to
I've
test
seen
this.
it before. I've seen what? How's the sign up process like? Is it like hassle free?
It's very simple. It's very hassle free. Like you can do it within a few minutes.
Nice.
So I've been using it to test this thing and like what I found is that this is super fun to play with. Like it's super fun to play with like your friends and like, just get very close swings. So like I think I got like even let me show you like this I think it's this one. Like there's basically this is how a game will usually play out. Like basically you try to get close to your opponent but not too close.
Right.
Like close enough that you can kind of intercept them. And you can also swing into the, if you see this right, like you can swing into the chain if you're fast enough. And then you can like intercept them that way.
Right. It will push their
So
balls
this is an older,
backwards or something.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is an older video, but this is a good example. Like over here, you can like go in and you can just like slam him like that. And you can basically use different types of swings out, and this is quite fun to just, even though it's a very simple mechanic, right, it's quite fun. But the game is not supposed to be multiplayer focused still, right?
Right.
So I was like, man, death chat is tomorrow, time to make some enemies. And I fell asleep, so I didn't do that.
I think
But I
this
did
is
it
really cool.
I did it just now. So I made an enemy with flocking, so they can actually like they can actually avoid each other and stuff. And they can actually kill you as well. So like do this, bam.
Nice.
And then it does die. Yeah. So then basically like if you hit them, you also have health. and that's like just the bare minimum. But the good thing about this is like the juice feels pretty on point at this point at this part in time. I don't know if it's lagging for you on the stream because I'm streaming to several places at once.
Oh,
So hopefully it's not.
it's the footage sometimes will hang a bit, but at the moment it's okay.
Oh, so like on my side, like on the stream that I'm like on the Twitch stream that I have is actually a little bit laggy, and the reason why is actually because of this shader. For some reason, this particular shader that I use, right, that constrains the colors, it kills the performance when you look at it on stream, but it's fine when you're playing it, or like when I test it on other PCs also.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what's up with that, but it's only for when you're streaming it. And it's only for when you're streaming it through Unity Editor. If you have a build, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect it. So it's very weird. It's like a very fringe case that doesn't really matter.
Right.
But I was able to kind of fix it a bit and get this. The solution is like to actually run Streamlabs in administrator mode. That's the fix. I don't understand. I graduated from an institute of technology and I don't understand technology at all. It's like just this magic world to me. These black boxes. I don't understand anything. So basically, yeah, that's what I did for this week. And I think I'm pretty happy with it. So let me just go through like, you notice that like there's like the lighting thing, right?
Yes.
So like there's actual like normal map lighting for this game. It's a bit hard to see since like, but you can see it from here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I did this, right, was I basically just drew it really badly in Sprite. Like this took me like, I think on stream it took me like 3-4 minutes.
Right.
Then I just do this, right? Then I just pass into this program, and it just makes it for me. And I'm like,
Sprite.
hey, I hit save. Sprite Delight, yeah. It's quite an old program. You can use a lot of better programs nowadays, but I have this one, like, I just use it.
So you just give it like what one picture and it will generate everything for you?
One picture, and it will just generate everything.
Oh,
you can
that's
boost
impressive.
the volume and stuff like that. And it's quite cool. So I just did that for everything, and then I just apply the material, and bada bing, bada boom. you just got like a bunch of like really nice looking. Like if I actually take this enemy and I like move him around, and you look at from this window, it actually looks really nice. Because of the compressed colors. Now I'm gonna turn off the compressed colors. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna zoom in on the scene viewer. Look at this. It looks like shit. It looks terrible. And but compressing the colors really gives it a more retro feel.
Yeah.
So it works out there. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. I've been also trying to get a lot more visual stuff going. You notice there's a lot of freeze frames, a lot of screen shake and stuff. With like a game like this, right, I really need to get the feel down very well. So I've been working on a lot of like that kind of stuff early on to make sure that it feels good to even hit stuff, even if it's not moving, right? It just needs to feel good. One more thing is that I found this game called Hammer Fight that's pretty similar to this game.
Hammer Fight?
Yes, Hammer Fight. If you see the gameplay, right, if you see the gameplay, right, it's very similar, you see? Like, oops. I think there's like a better video of it on here. Like, that is
Waiting for it to go stop. Hammer time.
like this. Hammer time. So basically it's your mouse. So I was like, hey, this looks cool. So I tried it and it controls quite badly. It's quite hard to control. So I think this is a very good game to look for inspiration for, like, because it's the closest thing to my game. But the controls are like, everything is really polished and they got a lot of nice stuff, but the controls are pretty hard to get used to.
Right.
I want to do the opposite for my game. I want to kind of make it very easy and accessible for like anybody to kind of just jump in and play. So that's the reason, right? And do you know why, like, why this controls so badly? It's using a mouse also. So it's basically the same control scheme as mine. But the reason why it controls badly is because it's actually scrolling the screen. So they have to lock the mouse in the center.
Oh.
But so you get it, right? Like in my game, it's just following the mouse. If the camera was moving along with the thing, then it will constantly update the position of the player, and that'll make it horribly hard to kind of like control, which is like, so for their game it makes sense actually. It made sense that I think they did the best with what they could. But I think for my game it has to be like, it probably has to be like single screen in order for it to work well, which I think is fine because I think that this is more than enough space for me to work with. I can just have enemy stream in, and I can have obstacles appear as needed. Also, for the 2-player mode, let me just save this out. Oh, sorry. For the 2-player mode, I found that when I zoom it out, it actually feels worse because there's too much space. Even if I have obstacles and stuff, you can't really see the skulls very well. So I feel that this is just right for numerous reasons. As in, this size is just right for numerous reasons, and also that not scrolling the screen. I think I definitely have to stick with a single screen, so I have to work around those limitations. But I think that can work. Most of the games that I know that are arena shooters or arena fighters, right? The one I'm thinking of right now is Devil Daggers, but there's also a top-down one called I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's a bunch of them basically. All of them are scrolling. The only one that I can think of that is not scrolling is one called Super Crate Box,
Right.
made by Vlambia.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you know of this game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one was really fun and it's single screen, but like all the enemies just stream in, and after that like you get like different weapons to play around with and stuff. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna go that route, but I'm gonna have much more variety in terms of the enemies, and I'm gonna have much more variety in terms of like how they affect the environment, which is the next thing I want to get to. I want to have like obstacles in the way. So right now I'm no longer using a custom Valley integration physics. So if I take this, right, and I made a circle here, and I added a circle collider, and I added a rigid body to it, something like this, and then I've tapped it, and I don't die immediately. Please don't die immediately. That'll be embarrassing. So you can actually hit around objects, and you can actually like move them around. Because just using Unity physics, it took me way longer to tweak it, but I think this is the correct way to go. So the secret to making a good physics simulation for rope in Unity, there's a bunch of things. If you don't mind, I'll just go through them like really quickly. I think it's quite beneficial. So the first thing to note, right, is that your rope physics are gonna be terrible if you don't do this. You have to go to edit, project settings, and set your velocity iterations and position iterations to like 5 times the normal amount, or like at least 3 times. The reason why is because otherwise it will not iterate enough times and it will block out the physics every once in a while. So that's the first thing that you have to do.
Right.
The second thing that you have to do is to notice that like when you're swinging it, right, you have to understand what the impact of the mass has to do with with how it's moving the thing, and the gravity as well. So what I do is I actually interpolate the gravity as well as the mass depending on the velocity of the flail.
Interpolate the mass. Sorry, I don't quite understand. Interpolate the mass.
Thanks for hosting the stream, Dallas. But Mass Sound say something. Sorry, I'll get to your question like directly. They say the S in sound for Mass Sound is located. Oh, whoops! I just messed it up. Mask out. Okay, sorry about that. So getting back to your question, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about so the interpolation of the mass. What I mean is that the lower the velocity, right, the lower the mass is going to be. So it's easier to initially swing it. But once you start swinging it, I increase the mass of the flail so that it's harder to stop. So you notice I can do this, but if I try to reverse direction, I cannot do it easily. And that makes it a lot more strategic. So you're doing this, and you're like, I need to hit the guy behind me. So you do this, and you have to actually evade before you can actually swing back. And that results in you doing a lot of these kind of motions. Instead of like doing this and then immediately switching backwards, right?
Right.
That's one thing. The other thing is the gravity. So I made it so that the gravity has much less of an impact when you're actually swinging hard, and that makes it so that like when you're not swinging, it like just goes back down properly. But when you're swinging, it doesn't have as much of an impact on like if you just do in a circle, it will go in a circle at a regular speed, and that's much more natural for like wrist motions and stuff like that. So there's basically a lot of thought that you have to put into it if you're just doing Unity physics. Unfortunately, I mean, you have to do the same if you're using custom physics, obviously, but like you have a lot less direct control, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it for my part. For next week, actually for next week, I think I'm just gonna implement all the required enemies, because this is basically the hard part done. I can't think of anything. Can you guys think of anything else that might potentially be like for the core gameplay anyway? Like if you look at Skull Chains, right? Let me just bring it up one more time. Oh wait, I have it here already. So for Skull Chains, right, is basically the reason why I feel that people liked it was because it was very satisfying to hit things. And I feel that I got that down with this one, except even better. So it actually feels even better than normal, even though it's noticeably slower. Do you notice that? In this, it's very fast. You can just swing things very fast, and that
Right.
makes things very not strategic. It's just very reflex based. You don't think about what you're doing at all. You just try to avoid things. Like it
Right.
gets very hard, but the swings are very easy to kind of initiate. Maskan asks, when you swing, can you swing halfway, like a half circle, or will you just swing a full circle? So it depends on how hard you're swinging, and the initial like. Oh wait, what is going on there? Oh, oops, sorry. I put it in picture mode. I don't know why it's. Sorry. So to answer that question, if you're swinging very fast, right, then it's easier to build up the initial momentum. But if you're swinging slowly, then it's kind of a bit hard to. But I wanted to make it as easy as possible to kind of play with analog controllers, primarily because this seems like a game that will cause Joy-Cons to drift.
Right.
So I can't make it so that you have to swing very fast. So in order, this is your max speed. This is your max speed. You swing any faster than this, you will not do anything. You see this?
Mm.
It's not doing
Right.
anything. If you swing like this at a regular pace, then you can swing. If you swing like this, then you're not gonna achieve anything. So that incentivizes them to not break their controllers in half. So
Right.
yeah. So hopefully that works. I don't know if that will work,
It
but
should. It should.
basically, yeah, like in order to actually even swing it, you have to swing at a moderate pace, and you have to be a bit more strategic about what you're doing. So next week, I will just be making a bunch of these enemies, which should be fairly easy to do. If I have any extra time, I'll just basically. Oh wait, something just disconnected. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still hear you.
If I have any extra time, I'll invest that into just making more enemies. This week is an enemy week, so I'll just try to make all of the enemies from Skull Chains as much as I can. The only one that I foresee potential problems with is, let me see if I can find the enemy. Is this enemy here? This one.
The
This
big one.
snake-like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because that one uses hinge joints as well. So that one took me a long time to tweak. But everything else, yeah, this guy here. Because if you actually cut him in the center, right, it will cut him in half. So and it will
become
cut
a
him in half.
Medusa kind of.
Yeah. So it will kind of like
Hydra
become
kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah, Hydra. Yeah.
Right. Ah.
So I think that's about it. But do you guys have any like feedback on like how it's going, or like I
Oh.
don't have any like specific questions. I just want to know like in general, do you think it's progressing well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I can imagine like PvP mode might be a thing, like be a
Oh yeah,
popular
that
thing.
reminds me though, because like I was thinking while I was playing with my friends Skull Chains, right? I was thinking that actually co-op will be viable as well. Just
Actually,
you can't kill you have to make it so you can't kill your teammate. But here's the thing, right? Even if you can't kill your teammate, right? Your bigger skulls will still bounce off each other, so you can still be a hindrance to each other,
yeah.
and that makes it interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you if you have the PvP as well, will you include the enemies in the PvP mode as well? Like I can imagine it being super chaotic. and fun.
I don't know if I will, but what I will do for sure is I'll be having environmental obstacles as well as temporary power-ups or temporary things that can change the stage. Because the thing is, the whole reason I switch over to Unity Physics is because now I can do stuff like for example, I can do meta balls. I can do I can do
Right.
I can do all sorts of weird physics stuff, and it'll be easy because none of this is done through. Wait, no, a bit of it is done through velocity, but almost everything is done through just add forcing,
Right.
which means that I can just apply physics forces on everything and it'll be super easy to modify. Yeah.
So is
So-
there an intention to? So I noticed during PvP, you can whack. I mean, you whack your opponent on the head, right? Like, do you intend to kind of like apply some kind of an impulse to push the player in that direction where they get hit?
They have that.
Oh, they have that.
Maybe I didn't show it properly. Let me try to do it on this guy.
'Cause the reason why I'm asking
There
is
you go.
because it would be cool, right, if you have like spikes on the edge of the screen and then you kind of have to whack
Yeah,
them.
like
into it.
a smash kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where, like you have to try and like pull them out of the ring. Yeah, I was thinking that as well because like somebody was showing me this game called
Is it a balloon one?
it's a Smash ripoff like no, a Smash mini game, sorry, where like you have like these balls that you try to hit against each other and you kind of like try to get them out of the ring. And I was like, wow, that makes sense because for this, right, it's a lot makes a lot more sense that you're hitting them into spikes because you can use the force behind each blow. So you're incentivized to hit better in this case. Because the thing is, right, if you do this, right, it doesn't activate, right? See it? It doesn't activate. But you have to kind of like whack them hard in order for it to activate. But it's an arbitrary amount. So I was thinking, why not just have it so that the harder you whack, the harder they fly. Then that makes more sense also. But then when I thought that, I was like, that'll be a bit hard to balance if if every hit deducted 1 health, for example, right? It doesn't seem to make sense. And then if I made it deduct a variable amount of health, like I deducted 600, if the velocity is 600, that's also a bit hard to calculate for the player, right? Then I was like, what if I added health bars? Then I was like, that's too much clutter. So I was like, you know what? The thing that makes the most sense is what you just did, like the spikes thing. I was actually not thinking spikes. I was thinking just like throw them out of the ring. But actually, spikes is cooler because spikes are more violent, and violent things are cool.
Yeah.
You already have the skulls. Just add the spikes.
The whole game is supposed to be set in hell, by the way. In
Spikes,
Jigoku,
spikes and
yeah.
blood. Next time is
Spikes and blood.
yeah, dripping blood, dripping blood from the ceiling. All right, man.
Yeah, I think like I don't have it on hand right now, but my concept art. Wait, do I? Wait, let me give me 1 second now. Let me
Sure,
try to
sure.
find. I think I have. I have it. I think I PM someone it. Did you see this? It's like some of the concept art.
Oh,
Oh wow.
sweet.
Yeah, look at that. I'm particularly like fond of this guy. He's like stabbed through. He's like, just like when he flies towards you, his limbs are like ragdolls. Like each one is a ragdoll, so he's like just like flying away, and then he's like ah. Yeah.
Oh my
This one
goodness.
is just how the imp's gonna actually look like. Like once I actually draw him up. This is the let's not talk about this one. This is kind of disgusting.
Give him,
And then there's this one.
give him an arm cannon.
I'm kind of oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna get sued by Bethesda and eat at the same time. But yeah, this one might be a bit too much. This one might be a little bit against TOS.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
You don't have to say what it is.
I don't have to say what it is. No, I'm not gonna have this. This is too much.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it though?
Is it? I don't know.
It's a flying
I had
eyeball.
I had something like this in the Digipen game, and the teacher forced me to change it. It's
But
a
you will be doing like
Digipen game.
you'll be compressing the colors and everything, right? So
Yeah, that's true. You can't really tell, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll put it in.
What
Alright.
is wrong with a flying eyeball? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
have you?
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Edmund Macmillan has done worse.
You know what? You know what? Where do you think I got these like depressed eyes from?
Oh.
So yeah, but basically this is the concept art for that. I wanted to make it like super gross and kind of like I guess a bit more macabre. I think that's the word.
Hmm.
So I was gonna like, that's why I have the compressed colors and everything and I think so far I'm doing it so far anyway
Right, I
I
think
think I
it's
mean
working.
I mean, this looks like crap, but like, don't care about this. Like, I'm gonna redraw this entire thing. It's fine. But yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah. That's the other thing. So, thanks for reminding me. Next week, I also need to make sure that all the enemies have like at least placeholder art, so that I can like draw them up into better stuff. But it shouldn't take long because this one took a few minutes on stream only. But yeah, that's about it. Is there any other feedback that you guys might have about, or any direction that you think I should take this in, or?
No, I think you should just keep proceeding in your current style. I think this is heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Well, I think my goal, right, by next week, right, it's all the stuff I said, but what comes with like making all the enemies is also the fact that I should be able to get the base gameplay done by next week, excluding
Nice.
power-ups. There's no power-ups yet.
Right.
But other than power-ups, all of the core gameplay, as well as a bunch of most of the enemy, at least half of the enemy AI for the final game should be done by next week. I want to focus on polishing it, and polishing is gonna take the longest.
Agree.
Making it initially is easy. It's just the polishing is gonna take much longer.
Is your intention to have the same game flow as the first skull chain, right? Like the one where you
No,
choose to upgrade.
not,
No.
not- Oh, you mean the upgrade flow?
Yeah.
Yeah. The combat I was gonna say is gonna be very different because it's more tactical. But the upgrades are going to be the same the same flow. Yeah. Like the
Nice.
idea is that you're supposed to pick up the. I think it worked very well in the original where you had to pick up the souls. And I don't even remember, but like basically there's these white things that emanate from enemies when you kill them sometimes, and you have to pick them up. Like after this one, it should drop. Where is it? Why is it not dropping? Sorry, let me just go back to the original.
Okay.
Oh no, this is the older version. Okay, so the newer version I changed it. Sorry, this is the older version of the game. The newer version has these like white souls that can't drop down, and you have to grab it, and that makes it very risky because you have to grab it, but enemies are hitting towards you, so you have to constantly change your position. And it drops I think every 2 or 3 enemies, and each enemy has a value to it. So if it's a more powerful enemy, it's more likely to drop the solar, and that allows you to upgrade. Yeah,
Right.
kind of like Nuclear Throne.
Uh-huh.
Nuclear Throne has drops, right, that will disappear over time.
Yeah.
So I use the same, and that draws you out into the open, right? That makes you more vulnerable, because you have to get it fast, otherwise it's gonna disappear.
Yeah.
So I'm using the same concept here, basically. But the upgrade flow is gonna be the same. It's gonna be, in fact, it's probably just gonna be 2 upgrades, and you just pick one. One more thing might want to add to this, but this is very, very, like, this is a few weeks down the line now.
Yeah.
I might have a bestiary. That'll be cool. Like when you kill somebody, you get a bestiary, and if you kill them a number of times, you can unlock an upgrade from them. Like in Castlevania, the GBA games, right? You kill an enemy a certain number of times, you can get a specific upgrade from them. So I wanted to do something like that, but I fear that might be scope creep. So I want to get everything else done first.
Agree.
Might be too much. I have to see how.
Personally, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to seeing how you lay out your arenas, like the obstacles and.
That's the thing, right? The arena, the obstacles, right? So the thing is, we can't using Unity physics. The chains also like wrap around the obstacles, right? So that makes it very interesting to at least looks wise and also gameplay wise. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna lay it out, because this is quite a constrained space already. I might go the route of a game that I played, where if you kill an enemy, right, let's say a boss enemy, some of the boss enemies will permanently leave their corpses behind unless you destroy them. I
Right.
like that idea
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
So you basically determine the structure of the level based on where and when you take out enemies. For certain enemies, anyway.
Right.
That's one thing I really liked about the game. I can't
And what
remember
they
the name,
they
but-
obstruct the player in some ways, is it? The
Yes,
corpse.
correct.
Ah,
But you can destroy the corpse. It just takes a while, and
Right.
that time enemies are headed towards you. So, like for a worm enemy, if you destroy some parts of it, then it will basically just leave it behind in the world. For example,
right.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel that that's a much more interesting way to go about it. I'm trying to remember the name of the game. It was made by wow, I can't remember right now, but it's got a lot of expletives in it. Every time you kill someone, the guy will say that your protagonist will say the F word. What? Oh, no, Zuzu, it's not the dungeon game. I, yeah, I can't remember what it was. I'll tell you guys.
Is
later.
it
I remember
something like something X Tormentor or something like that?
Yeah, Tormentor Expansion.
Yeah,
Torment
yeah, yeah.
Expansion? Torment Spanish. Yeah, Tormentor Expansion. Thank you. Yeah. This one. Let me just show you.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Okay, so this one, it might not look visually that impressive, but it's a very, very, very good arena shooter. It's like there's a lot of detail, and yeah, you saw that, right? Like the corpse that they left behind and stuff.
Yeah.
And the bosses in particular leave a lot of stuff in the scene,
Oh.
like acidic stuff, like yeah.
Oh.
And the thing is, you can upgrade your character over time. You can basically like do trick shots, and the more trick shots you do, you can permanently upgrade the character for that run.
Mm,
Yeah,
Oh,
good
yeah,
game.
so bloody. Wow.
Yeah, and whenever you die, like this imp comes out and like just like curses at you.
Yeah, if I'm
Like,
not wrong, the
or
whole
like-
game takes place on the planet called Planet FU, right?
Oh yeah. It's very mature humor. I love it. Very mature. It's like me. I'm a very mature person, so I love it.
It is very
Yeah, but
catchy.
basically like I'm basically this I should have noted this earlier because my main inspirations were Devil Daggers, and general arena shooters like Tormentor Expenditure and Super Crate Box, and I'm trying to remember the last one. What's the first arena shooter again? Well, stuff like Robotron.
Robotron,
also.
right,
Robotron. Yeah, Robotron.
There's a
1984.
Smash TV.
Yeah. Smash TV. And those kind of games are. But Robotron in particular and Smash TV in particular, because they're single screen.
True.
Smash TV, you go between levels, but it's always like focused on one screen, right? You never like scroll or anything.
Yeah.
So I've been like playing a bunch of these, and I'm like, wow, actually they are way more in depth than I thought. So I was like, yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it from my side. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's it.
Cool,
I
man.
always ramble too long.
No, we love it. This is great.
yeah. This is looking great.
Yeah, I think I did good progress for once. Hey.
What do you mean for once? Every single time you have a lot that you have done.
Wow. Okay, thanks. Wait, where is? I'm trying to find the window for the Discord.
Window?
Alright. Let me
Yeah.
now share my screen.
Oh no, I found it. I'll try and pop it out so that people can see on the stream.
Ah.
Sorry about that.
My screen. My screen. My turn. I don't have much to show this
You
screen.
want to set up again like what you intended to do, right?
So last week I said I would be porting. I wanted to learn Rust, the language Rust, and so I would be porting the puzzle game to Rust in the
Right.
terminal. Just play it on the terminal. For now, just to what better way to learn the language than to write a full project in it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm still in the middle of learning how to Rust. I just got a tiny bit of stuff, just super tiny. I know there are libraries out there to do this, but
Right.
But basically, just got some stuff out to move something on the screen. That is all. That is about it. Clear out the screen, print something, and then
John, I have a question. So I don't like keep up to date with a lot of this stuff, right? Can you talk about why Rust? Why are people talking about Rust so much?
why Rust? Why
Yeah.
Rust? Because so the special thing about Rust is it's supposed to be a low-level systems programming language. So you don't have a garbage collector. Instead, what you have is it's very, in some sense, it's similar to C++, and yet it has better tracking of your memory, the memory that you allocate. Because in Rust, in C++, you have things like smart pointers and all that that you can use to automatically deallocate memory that you allocate. But the thing is, C++ gives you a lot of ways to shoot yourself in the foot. You can just grab the raw pointer out of a smart pointer,
And then call delete on it, right?
yeah, or pass it around, and then you get dangling pointers, dangling references.
Right.
What Rust does is that it assigns lifetimes to your references, to your allocations. So what happens is there's this concept of ownership in Rust. So when you try to say assign a reference to sort of another instance and then try to assign it to someone else, the ownership sort of gets Rust kind of detects that you've tried to assign ownership to too many people, and then you run into the possible condition where you might get into a data race. And so Rust tries to protect you against data races and dangling pointers and stuff like that. You can still do unsafe stuff like accessing raw pointers and all that, but to do that, you need to wrap your code in a block, in an unsafe block. So basically, you need to use the keyword unsafe and then put that in a block and then say, I am going to do some really unsafe stuff right now.
Right.
And Rust will do its best to try to protect you from doing that.
By protect, you mean it just refused to compile?
No, you.
Like, what do you mean
Well,
by
okay.
protect? Yeah.
Okay, so like certain things like right, like this situation, you have this reference one to a string s, to mutable reference of a string s, and when you try to do a second mutable reference, there's this possibility of you getting into data races. So Rust will basically fail to compile this thing.
Right.
Yeah, Rust will just tell you, oh, you tried to do a mutable borrow. The term is borrow. You try to borrow this reference mutably, and then you try to borrow it a second time, and you try to use both at the same time. So Rust will tell you, maybe borrowing this thing and then borrowing it again will lead to a data race. So you don't want to do that. It will fail to compile.
Right.
Right.
And so the important thing is you need to learn how to manage lifetimes of your borrows, if you can call it that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you use unsafe, you can just like have two mutable borrows.
If you use unsafe, you get to access like raw pointers directly, and basically can dereference a raw pointer, call an unsafe function or method, access and modify a mutable static variable, implement an unsafe, blah blah blah, access fields of a union, stuff like that. So even within unsafe block. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. It doesn't turn off the borrow checker, so it will still only allow one mutable borrow.
I'm not sure about this. I haven't gotten that far to know this. But I guess it says right here.
Sorry, I was reading from. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still like basically Rust still checks your unsafe code, so you still get some kind of safety.
Right.
Yeah. But the cool thing about Rust is just how it tries to prevent you from basically silly mistakes. It doesn't want you to make silly mistakes. To really make silly mistakes, you would have to really go out of your way to do it.
Right. Wait, but are you still able to say, pass your pointer to a system?
Yes, you still can. And that's where the unsafe functions come in. Like a lot of APIs are still written in C++. So you still need to call them. And I think most of these calls are unsafe.
Right.
And people tend to write safe Rust wrappers around the existing libraries, like the one that Chow you recommended, like libtpod.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
never can
teapot
remember how
Rust.
to. Yeah.
So yeah, like there are safe Rust bindings for libraries and all that. Oh no, it's no longer maintained. Oh no. But anyway, uh, yeah. So people do write like wrappers around these libraries, and then they try to make them as safe as possible. So you don't
Right.
have to think about having to go into to delve into dereferencing raw pointers and stuff like that.
Right.
Yes.
Because a lot of bugs in C++ just come from you dereferencing your raw pointers or passing them around willy nilly, and then forgetting like when they are supposed to be deleted, or who actually holds onto your pointers
Mm.
before you delete them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I haven't gotten that very far. I'm still like exploring the language and following examples to mess around with the terminal,
Yeah.
basically clear out the screen and stuff like that. Yeah,
The language, has it been around for a long time?
has it been around for a long? I think since 2014.
24. Oh, so it's
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
yeah.
Was it what was it like? Wasn't the Mozilla research?
By Mozilla
Mozilla.
Research. 26. Wait, no, that's when was it? Oh no,
Mozilla.
it's 2010. 10 years
10
ago.
years.
Yeah.
Which is still very recent, right?
Yeah,
like
very
compared
recent.
to other languages.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'm still learning the language. Lots to do.
Any other benefits to it, or like is it mostly that?
Well, the tooling is pretty nice. The tooling, there's stuff to format your code for you, so that developers don't fight each other over how best to format code. The tooling, you get like your package managers. This one, the main one is called Cargo. You can cargo install stuff. Yeah, so basically you can like specify your dependencies, and then it's kind of like npm install. The tooling also allows you to cross compile pretty easily. I think Rust allows you to cross compilation. Basically, all you need to do is just specify like basically you just need to specify basically you just need to specify like, oh, you just need to add a target, and then you'll download the stuff that you need in order to compile for a specific target.
Oh, nice.
So you just need to specify like what toolchain to use, and bam, you get it.
Do you know of any like popular IDE that supports Rust?
VS Code.
VS Code? Ah.
VS Code. I think there's JetBrains has some JetBrains. Has an IDE for Rust. IntelliJ Rust.
At this point, VS Code that supports everything.
Yeah, VS Code supports everything. I'm not sure if CLion. Rust CLion supports Rust as well.
Everything except a good Vim emulator.
Well, if you're using VS Code, I think there's like VS Code Neo Vim, right?
Yeah, but after it has problems. I've been using it. For example, when you do a page down, right, it doesn't page down, like it doesn't like move your entire page properly or stuff like that.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so close.
I just use the standard, like the most popular VS Code Vim plugin in VS Code, but that itself has a lot of bugs as well.
That I had to get around.
MZ.
But you know what's good? Visual Studio. Okay, this is getting off topic. Visual Studio is much better though.
Visual Studio Vim. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's much better.
I haven't used Visual Studio, like the full Visual Studio, for a very long time, so I don't know. At some point I had to code in Xcode, and I used the Vim plugin in Xcode, but there was like some Vim plugin, external Vim plugin, and it was super buggy. It would like crash my Xcode.
Oh yeah, but VS Code I think has pretty good support for pretty much everything at this point also. Like even stuff like I can say the F word here, right? Like brain fuck.
Mm.
You know the language, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even has support for that, I believe.
Nice.
So
Do people actually write in that?
no, nobody writes in that.
I mean, people do, but the reason is usually because.
Cause yeah. You can code in the Dance Revolution pad in that. Okay, that's getting really off. Sorry.
I wonder if actually going off topic. I wonder if VS Code has support for Mondrian, or is it
I
called?
have no idea what Mondrian is. What's Mondrian?
There's a programming language called. Is it called Mondrian or is it called Pete? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Dang it! I'm not looking for the art of language.
I
Wait.
Is it-
No. Programming. Maybe it's the Pete.
there it is.
Oh no, Pete. Sorry.
Pete. What's so special
Oh, I
about
think
this?
I've heard of this. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you code in you code Pete
I don't think it
language.
has it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So basically, like this is a Hello World program in
What the freak?
Pete.
Yeah. Esoteric programming languages are a bit of a,
Yeah.
a bit of a rabbit hole.
This seems like the kind of art John would like to do.
What?
I have a friend who made a game in Pete.
Oh
or
my
something like that.
god.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You gotta show me that sometime.
I have to go talk to him again.
Oh my god.
But yes, people do write programs in Pete.
I
I
don't
wonder if
believe
there's a VS Code plugin for this.
I don't believe that the creator of Pete writes programs in Pete.
Wait, so what does it mean? You make a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says it uses 20 colors, of which 18 are related cyclically through tightness and blah blah blah. It's a stack-based programming.
Ah!
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's worse than brain fuck. That's worse.
My goodness. Amanda
Oh my
was
God.
asking if you'll make a game in Pete.
No, I think even this is too far from me. As much as I like to do like random things, this is way too.
They look at computational class. Look at the
Oh.
yeah. In
Pete is
addition,
doing
a brain interpreter has been created in Pete. Because brain is very complex.
I wonder.
What the heck?
What is going on?
Oh, there it is.
Why is that funny? What? Oh my god.
You have to input a brain fuck program.
Sorry,
to-
this is damn off topic, but this is super interesting to me. Why would anyone do this? Are you seeing this? Wow, that's too much. That's too much. Yeah.
It's because they can. Oh my goodness.
Because,
Because.
Because.
But yeah, so that's all from my end.
Right. So you're
Showing
still
you random things.
right. Still working around with Rust then.
Yeah, so,
what do you
next
intend to do? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was asking what do you intend to do next week? Yeah.
Right. So next week I intend to put the actual game into what you see here. Actually,
Nice.
to actually put the map on this thing instead of having a little.
What
character.
happens if you keep pressing up?
Oh, it will crash the program because
Okay.
it'll be out of bounds.
Right.
Panic. Attempted to subtract with overflow.
Right. Oh, so what we're looking here is this is the term. Oh, yeah, we are looking at the terminal. I see.
Yeah. Oh, dang it! I just messed up my terminal. Hang on. Okay, we're back.
That's cool.
Nice,
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very-
yeah, I'm gonna put that in and continue learning Rust.
Hmm.
Yeah, nice. Always fun learning learning new languages.
Except for this one.
Yeah, that one is like no.
So like what people writing Pete would do their program in Paint? Is that what they do?
I imagine so. I have no idea.
How do you think that you were like, why VS Code has a plugin for Pete? How would that work?
You basically put dots on your screen. Right? I imagine it becomes Paint.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
there is an image editor in plugin for VS Code, so it's not
think so,
too
yeah.
far fetched.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Love it.
VS Code has everything.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's time to switch.
Alright. time to switch. Actually, my turn. Is that what you meant to say?
No, it's time to switch to VS Code.
Switch to VS Code.
Code on everything.
It's okay.
And yes, it is your turn. It is your turn.
I see. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing. Just give me a moment.
I'm waiting for Chow to create a really beautiful painting that can also be interpreted as Pete.
Oh no. Oh no. No, I have my limits, and my limits fall short of this.
It's yes. Oh yes. Okay, just give me a moment. Chop. I'll do this fast.
Well, sorry for taking so long.
No, don't worry.
I think I rambled too much.
Not at all. Don't worry. Excuse me. You hear the music? Hang on, Let me just remove the just mute the BGM. Okay, are you able to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So last week there was this I made the blobs, right? The what do you call that?
Metaball.
The metaball thingy effect. So after going back to look at it, I've decided that the balls are not very evenly distributed. So it, especially in screenshots, right, it ended up looking really terrible because there's some like random patches here and there. This is not evenly distributed, so I decided to redo the thing. I forgot the meta ball. So what I ended up doing is I just hand draw the background and make them tolerable. So I end up with an effect that looks like this, right? There's 2 layers, so I can like fix some kind of a depth as well. The balls are also still pulsing, so that's because the input texture is, for each ball, right, it's a gradient, so then I can basically just specify the cutoff in the shader itself. It still pulses according to the music, right? And if you take a look, right, the light source actually pulses as well. So like just minor details like that. So that's sorry?
It's a little hard to see the background. I mean, it's very subtle, but maybe it's just the video compression.
it probably is. In fact, yeah, yes, you're saying?
I think it's good that it's subtle, but I think the pulsing should be less subtle. It should be more obvious.
The pulsing in the background?
The pulsing of you're doing the pulsing of the light, right? A little bit.
You're talking about the light or the background? The light, is it?
The light, yeah. There's pulsing in the background.
There's pulsing in the background as well. If you stare at like one of the balls, you'll notice that they are actually pulsing. But I was afraid of making it like too obvious because I don't want the player to be distracted. Yeah. But I guess you're saying the light source can be more obvious, right? This one.
Pulsating of the light source, not the pulsating of the background.
Okay.
But like the light source, I think can be a bit more obvious. But this looks really good.
Oh, thank you. I will make the pulsing more obvious. There is actually another thing, like I have yet to put in the dynamic music switching into this current build. So when it switches to the more intensive music, right, the intention is for it to pulse even harder. So I have yet to actually check like how it looks when it reaches that ceiling, right? Because this one is the calm music, right? So the pulsing is less intense. So I'll give it I'll try out with the other music maybe later, and then I'll see like if the size is okay. Okay, thank you. Now aside from that, I made a few levels. So let's take a look at those levels. Let's see, 85. Oh no, not 85. Hang on, 84. So I made a new key type. I call it key 2 for the lack of a better name. So the thing about this mechanic, right, is that the keys don't all show up at once. Oh, damn! There's a bug. I just realized. There's a light source even though the key is not there. Freak! I forgot. Anyways, I can fix that. Anyways, you after collecting one key, right, the other will appear. So this is a simple level showcasing like how this works. So I can go back and forth, right? Which brings me to making something like this, usually a linear corridor like this, right, would just requires me to do 2 jumps, right? But because I have this key here, I can force the player to keep going back and forth. So it looks like this. Ah crap! Oh, there we go. Something like that, lah. You get the idea.
Do you think it might be
Yeah.
good to have some indicator of the fact that because you're planning on removing the light, right? The invisible key.
Yeah.
Do you think you should make it a ghost key instead, like slightly transparent? Then remove the light also.
To show the next one, is that what you meant?
So that there is the next one, yeah.
Yeah, I might actually have to do that. In
But
fact,
you might not need to also because the thing is like you have if you have your levels like symmetrical like this, then it's pretty obvious that it's gonna appear on the left and right.
true. You know, that's
personally,
yeah. Personally,
personally, I would like to see the ghost key. Then I would know
Can plan,
be,
right?
be more prepared, yeah, and be able to plan.
good point. I think I'll do that. You know, there's one thing that bugs me is that I put the collectibles where the key is, right, so it kind of looks like decent, and then here, right, because the key is not appearing yet, it looks super weird. I'm not sure. So I was thinking maybe the collectibles, right, can be tied to the key. So when the key appears, right, the collectibles also appear. But I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure if I should go about doing that. Yeah, because like yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead first.
Oh no, I was just saying that from a level editing standpoint, right? The editor doesn't really allow me to do this like very easily. So it's a bit of a pain. Like even specifying the numbers, right, for the key, right? You know, the numbers here. Say there are.
We can't see the numbers.
Oh crap. You know what? Let me just switch to sharing the screen. Just a moment. How do I change? Just a moment. Is it showing? Awesome. So what was I saying? Yeah. So to specify the order, you know, I have to do something like this. You know, double click on this. You know, click on variables and then change the number here. And the more I have, the more troublesome it is. So if I want to tie collectibles to a key, right, it's also going to be something like this, and it's not the most convenient way of doing things. Yeah. Chow, you were saying?
I don't think you need to.
I don't think I need to.
I think it's perfectly fine as this. And also right, I think the fact that there's collectibles that indicates that there's a key that in the event that you don't want to have a ghost key.
I see what you mean.
The one thing I'll ask though is why do the top collectibles shake but the bottom ones do not?
Top collectible. Oh, it's dependent on the distance. It's
distance to your character.
Yeah. The closer you are, the more it shakes.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, like by the time you reach here, right, you have been well introduced to the idea that the collectible shakes based on the distance from you, lah.
Right. I don't think you need to tie them to the key personally. I think you can get around it through level design, but as this right now, I think your level is fine. I don't think it needs.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I mean, I think so. Like,
cool.
it also seems like it might get annoying. If you do tie it, it might be
Right.
worse. You have to get it every single time, and then like if you don't get it, then does another one go on top of it, or like?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. It's an annoying problem to fix. You're right. Cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing it. Puts me at ease. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing, right, I've actually added. This one is a little bit more like I bet like you didn't notice it, but I have never had a level with the spike attached to a binary block before.
Yeah.
So you know, when the blocks disappear, the spikes also disappear. That's a new thing, and I have levels that work around this concept. Let me see if I remember which level it is. Oops, 86. This is one.
Wow.
This is one. This is one. It works like this. And the idea is I want to get the keys above. Something like that. So, okay. So if I do this, right, I'm dead. Right, if I do this, I'm dead. Hey, wait, not like this. No.
Not like this.
Not like this. But you don't want to put yourself in a situation where if this happens, then you're dead. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. My bad. Hang on, let me see. There's another one. 87. There's another one here, right, where the spikes will disappear. This one is nothing much, to be honest. This one is nothing much. It's a simple one that plays around with the binary blocks.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
You know, for the spike blocks, right? When they disappear, right? I noticed that you just only show the outline for the blocks and not for the spikes.
Ah.
That makes it so that I feel like just now in that situation where you were died, I didn't think you were gonna die. I knew you were gonna die, but like I think for a normal play, like a person who is playing who is not like focusing too much, they won't know there's a spike there.
Good point. Good point. You know what? Hang on. Let me jot this down. Good point. Yeah, there's definitely stuff that I need to add. I added this last night, so I need to put a few more things in there. Just a moment, spike outlines, right?
Yeah.
Spike outlines. What was another one? What was the other point?
The other one?
Ghost key?
Ghost key, right? Let me.
The pick up the collectibles with the ghost key can
Right.
just be by themselves, I guess.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and that's about it. Oh, okay. So if you do something like that, that's also painful. In fact, you know what? I feel like I can make this level a bit harder. Can I?
Enough, Junior, enough difficulty.
I think this is quite a fun level.
Because the thing is that if you don't do it the way I did it, right, bounce off the wall and collect. If you like maybe do something like this.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Can I make a minor nitpick? By the way?
Yeah. Go
The
ahead.
button at the bottom, right?
This
why is
blocking,
it-
right?
There is blocking, but also at the sides it's tangential to the screen lines. As in like
Sorry,
you see at the sides of the button, right? There's
Yeah.
like these white lines. going
Oh. Yeah, it does look a bit weird.
It's just a minor nitpick, but in case
I can reduce the width a bit. It just so happened that this is the level where usually my levels are like 2 tiles on the side, 2 tiles margin. This one I want it to be narrower, so it's 3 tiles, and I did not expect that 3 tiles to end up giving this look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tweak it a
I mean,
bit.
very minor, like just.
Oh, that's alright.
but
That's
since-
alright.
I had like the finishing stages. I thought I should point out any minor nitpicks.
You know what? I have. Let me write this now as well. I will probably end up like just reducing the width of the button by 2 pixels. Let me just see. Reduce width. Yeah, I think this is the best time to nitpick. Because I'm trying to wrap this up. Reduce width of button by 2 pixels. I'm just noting this down, so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3. Cool. I think that's about it. I don't have to show every level, right? Let me see. There's another.
Yeah,
There's
but-
another one, but yeah, I don't have to show everything.
The ghost keys, right? Are they only in like pairs? Like there can only be. How do I say this? Like, can you have one ghost key trigger another ghost key, then another ghost key, then another ghost key?
You mean like this?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask. And yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So the whole idea is that if I have a corridor of like dangerous traps, right? I can make them go through it multiple times in different directions.
I
That was the
imagine
intention.
you can also play with like the fact that you got disappearing blocks with spikes, and
Disappearing.
you know the ones that where you when you jump, then there's a disappearing, then the spikes either disappear or appear.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
spike blocks. I feel that you could play that into your level design with these things as well. Like you have to go back and forth, but by the time you go back, you've jumped enough times that now the level layout is different. If that makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That shouldn't be too hard to design around, but I think it will look impressive.
I have some sketches that deals with that, but I didn't get around to doing up the level last night.
Right.
Yeah, but I will try that. I will try that. That would be that would be fun to try. That would be fun.
Probably
to try.
that'll probably be like one of the much later levels.
In fact, everything that I'm doing now is for the later levels because like I've already fixed the first 7 worlds already. So that's like it's like almost 60 of them that is finalized.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. And now that you have the bubbling thing in the background, it kind of looks like your Javoa is like a lab rat or something because it's in a experimental lab.
For some reason, I'm reminded of Hollow Knight slightly because they always have like these floating particles rising up, even though it's not really like underwater or anything.
Right.
You know, like that like particle effect that they always use in Hollow Knight, where it's like kind of that's like.
I don't know because I didn't actually play Hollow Knight.
Yeah, they have a lot of these areas where like it's very not like kind of like dusty, like sprinkled with a lot of magic dust, and it will just like keep floating upwards. It looks something like this.
That's cool.
Oh, it looks nice.
Thanks, man. Like I probably wouldn't have like gone about changing it with that sense of urgency if not for the feedback I've gotten from you all and from like Kalozor right, in the chat. Because
Nice.
there's this common complaint that the randomness of the previous background right doesn't really serve the game very well. Yeah. So I changed.
The patchiness of it.
The sorry.
The patchiness of the original one. Like it was very,
Yeah,
I
the
guess
patchiness.
we should want to like reduce the contrast, but I guess like a better solution would have also been what we did, like the more uniform.
Yeah, and I just felt like you probably can't get more uniform than hand drawing the thing. So like I have this background here, right, which essentially just looks like a bunch of dots.
Yeah.
Bunch of dots, and we pass it to a shader, and we can do the animation accordingly.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And that's about it. That's what I have for today. For next week, I would like to keep working on more levels. I have at the moment about 80. I think I have 85 levels now, so I want to keep working towards 99 levels. And once I have 99 levels, I think I will be getting pretty close to releasing it. Of course, I still have to do the the monetization and whatnot, which is.
So how long will the
Yeah.
game be at 99 levels?
How long will the game be? I'm hoping that it could last like at least a few hours. But
Right.
the intention right is that if the feedback upon launch right is decent, then I want to do a monthly content update. Yeah, to keep it alive, but if I launch it right and then maybe only 10 people install the game, then it probably isn't worth the time, to.
I'll be one of those 10 people, don't you worry.
Yeah. So yeah, I would I'm gonna work on more levels. And if time permits, right, I might be looking into having, what do we call that? I might look into having a different color scheme for each world, maybe. maybe because that was another feedback. Like another feedback is that that there isn't like this distinction between worlds. So,
That's true. That's true.
but it for me it's probably a low priority
Yeah.
task. Yeah, I'll have to see about it because I feel like at the very least, right, I have the mechanics to distinguish the worlds. Each world is introducing a new mechanic and so on and so forth. So, yeah,
I
that's
still think
that's
it's
it.
a good
Yeah.
idea though. But like, yeah,
That's
it's
a good idea
definitely
for the color palette change, right?
Yeah.
It's so maybe I can talk about like why uh I'm a bit hesitant. Like I know it's a great idea, but my color sense, I don't trust my color sense.
There's a lot of like, what I used to do is there is a website called lowspec.com, I believe. It has a lot of pixel art palettes, and I find that a lot of them are very low amount of colors.
Ah,
And I use that to basically find palettes that work and then modify them from there. But you don't even really need to modify them, I think.
right. Did you say the URL of the website? Low what?
Yeah, low spec dot. You just search LOSPEC.
Oh, just a
Um,
moment, Low spec.
yeah.
LOS. It sounds familiar. Hang on, my Chrome is not opening. What the hell? Oh, okay, there we go. Low spec.
Yeah. It has a bunch of palettes. So you just go there. Then you go to palette list. Almost every single pixel art palette that you can think of is in here. It's 1,377 with
Ah,
examples as to how it will look.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
use it a lot. There's a lot of very good palettes that like are quite obscure also. And this is like a treasure trove of them.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, and
I recognize this
that
one.
guy.
It's
This one is one of the more popular ones. Yeah, this one is right now arranged by popularity, but you can also like arrange by like there's tags and stuff, as well as like you can search for specific types. Like you can search if you go all the way up,
Yeah.
you can actually search for specific amounts of colors. See, max, min, exact.
Oh, wow.
Check how many colors you want. In your case, you can just put it to a very low amount, and then you can just look for all of them.
Yeah, and most of my colors are like monochromic anyway.
Yeah. So like you can just search for like 3 colors or 4 colors.
Good point. Cool, man. Well, thank you. So I guess that means it's time for Amanda.
Oh wait, before that, what's your next?
What's
Did you say
my-
what?
What are you gonna do next week?
Next week? Yeah. So more levels. I want to get it to the point where I have like 99 levels. You know what? Okay, so let's be more specific.
Okay, sorry.
I
Yeah,
have-
sorry.
I can be more specific. Like I have at the moment 7 worlds, right? So
Yeah.
I want to try to get it to 11.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to try to get it to 11. Yeah, and I guess that's it. That's it. That means it's Amanda's turn. Amanda, are you? Amanda?
Hello.
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 Are you able to share your screen? Hang on, why am I still streaming my screen? There we go.
Okay. Like, okay. I'll show the Unity one. It's gonna like, yeah, it's very bad because I'm not a developer.
No, it's okay.
this is for music. So
Ah.
disclaimer warning.
Right.
If
Would
see
you like
a lot of
to?
errors.
Would you like to give us an overview of what we are looking at?
So it's just gonna be like a very simple like shooter, top-down shooter, I guess. And then the music will change depending on how many enemies you've killed,
Ooh.
and then there will be like a low pass filter, which I'll explain what that is for anyone that doesn't know. When your health gets lower, as well. And then I'll show Elias later. But
Adaptive
essentially,
music for the win.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Okay. So, like, as you shoot, I can't remember what I said it as. Oh, sorry. There's some bugs, so
It's okay.
so
Bugs are a daily occurrence for any developer.
Yeah.
oh,
Oops.
my bad. I don't know why, but
It's okay.
maybe if I play with my mouse pad.
Mhm.
I haven't touched this project in a very long.
Okay.
But I wanted to show the game first. So it's easier to explain when I go to Elias.
So we are hearing a single track at the moment, right?
Yeah. So it's like I've split the track into 3 levels of intensity. So this is the first level because so far I don't think I've killed any enemies yet.
Right.
Or I haven't killed enough. Because there's 10 enemies.
Ah.
So the lesser enemies that is remaining, track will intensify. So I think once it gets to maybe
I think
3 enemies.
Alright. I think your mic is cutting out. Sorry.
Oh, okay, I'll speak after this.
Okay. Guess now it's because you're winning, right? That's why it's playing a slightly cheaper version of the song.
Yeah, so like as I think it's like I can't remember what the numbers I said were, but every time you kill more, once you get to a certain number of enemies left, there's 3 levels of intensity. I think once it gets to like 3 enemies left, that's the highest level of intensity.
Mm.
And then it plays that you won stinger. But if you die, I'll show you what I mean when you die.
Okay.
But like you see how there's like the music kind of
Ah, yeah.
yeah. So that's like a low pass. So what that is actually okay. Basically a low let me like stop my screen share for a bit.
Okay.
Basically what a low and let me share Elias. But what a low pass filter is basically it passes the low frequencies and cuts out the high frequencies.
Mm.
So a lot of like games use that, like especially like underwater levels. When you go underwater, suddenly a lot of the higher frequencies like go away.
True.
That's essentially what a low pass filter does. And this is Elias.
It's the most colorful audio tool I've ever seen.
So the way it works is you have loop tracks here.
Mm.
And so I exported my thing into stems. So I have like my leads, my plucks, my pads. These are miscellaneous stuff, percussion and bass.
What
And
does
you
all
get-
this mean? Sorry.
Oh, it's just so you have your track, right? It's
Yeah.
just one audio file, right?
Yes.
But you have like different instruments, right?
Yes.
So I export like just like, for example, my lead is like my melody.
Mm.
So I just export that as like without any of the other instruments. So it gives me more control.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you have one track but with multiple layers. That's what we were observing earlier, right? When you were playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because with Elias, yeah, I don't know if you can see here. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, okay, I didn't change anything.
Mm.
They have these things called agility settings. So you can basically, for each track, you have different agility settings. Like you see this lead, right? Because the lead is longer. It changes every 2 bars. I've set
Right.
it to change every 2 bars. You can set it to change any number,
Mm.
and you can also set it to change every beat or like any time. Any time means it will, I guess, change immediately.
Right.
And you can also set custom ones if you're going very detailed.
Also,
With
this like when you're transitioning from one intensity to another intensity,
yeah,
when it would. Okay, I see.
So it would like at the but by default you're transitioning at every beat or every bar,
I'm trying.
every two
Uh,
bars.
every 2 bars for the lead instrument, every 2 beats for the plucks, because
Oh.
these are shorter sounds.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Because if I play it, I'll show you what I mean. Like, if you play it, right? And when it transitions, you will see it. I go to level.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see how it takes longer for the pads and leads
Yeah.
to transition. Yeah, it's because of the different transition settings.
This explains a
nice.
lot about the way like my transitioning sounded last week. This explains a lot.
And then I have these. So Elias has this thing called action presets, where that's how I get the effects for the. Because if I play this right, let
Yeah.
me, actually just play the level. This right now is at normal action. If I go to the low pass, and if you go to death, it's very bad naming, but this means very, very, very low health.
Right.
It gets even more filtered.
When you play the music in Unity, right? Is Unity doing all these filters in real time? The low pass filters.
I don't know if it's doing it in real time, but
You did not like specifically export like a different track that is like more like that is devoid of the higher frequency, right? You just give it
no,
like oh okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
just all from this mixer.
I saw like there was a Elias game object in the Unity scene. Was that it?
Yeah, there was a. Oops, I just realized I'm sharing.
Oh, you have
application.
RunPy.
Renpai.
That's cool.
Yeah, because I just downloaded it because I'm doing visual novel game jam right now.
Oh, nice. You've got to show us that. next week.
It's a 1 month game jam, so
Okay. You take your time. You take your time. Yeah.
basically it as a filter, right? Because where's my action presets? Yeah. So you set your effect, the type of parameter. You can set high pass, band pass, whatever you want.
Okay.
And then, like with the hurt one, like I cut away up to like, so basically up to 1,000. So basically anything below 1,000 hertz is like you can hear it. Anything above 1,000 hertz you can't hear it.
Right.
And then with these level complete and game over, it's just when the game ends, because you don't want any of the other tracks to play, right? These two tracks.
Yeah.
So it just goes. You can see here it goes to silent. Where is it? Yeah. It jumps to like the silent level. Then it will play the stinger. These are the stinger tracks.
Can you show an example of how you exported from here to Unity? I'll be very interested.
Oh, me. Where is it?
It's looking cool, man.
Hold on.
I wonder if I can pay my musician more to do this.
Hold on 1 second, because I'm trying to find my project again. Oh, where is it?
Imba Studio specifically does this sort of thing, right?
Yeah, they obviously because they also do sound effects, and Elias does not do sound effects, so
Right.
they use Fmod and Wise. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, the only game that I know that does like an insane amount of dynamic music is like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That game has like tons and tons of layers.
Yeah.
So, with Unity, let me share my.
I can share the whole screen if that's if that's easier.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Except that
Oh,
with
but we won't be able to hear the
full
music.
screen.
We can't
Yeah.
get the music. That's true.
Yeah, we won't be able to hear the music.
Yeah, that's true.
Oops, sorry.
Oh,
Whoa! Inception.
Inception. Okay.
Inception.
So, the Unity, right,
Yeah.
as a plugin.
Yes.
There's a Unity plugin for Elias, right?
Ah, okay.
And then it will all go to this streaming assets folder.
Yeah.
I think it's automatically created, but then you drag in your Elias. You save a Elias project file in here.
Right.
You can see like the actual Elias project file is in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So what's in audio? What's in the audio folder?
just the OGG files.
Oh, okay. So these are all like separate ones, and after that they kind of interplay like as needed.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
very
okay.
cool. That's very cool.
That's very cool.
But
Yeah.
you
It's
need
like-
to.
It's super easy to implement as well. And I say this as a non-programmer. Because all these people are not programmers.
It's just triggers, right? Basically, you just like
Yeah, it's like with the. Let me see. Oh shit, I don't know which script I use. And all my script is copied from. It's all tutorials. So
That's
it doesn't look.
that's how you
very-
learn.
Hmm.
But for example, the player health script, the one I was controlling with the action presets,
Mhm.
my computer is also very slow. It's not the fastest. Okay, there we go. So that
Okay.
like there's this where's this let me find the Elias demo trigger. Yeah. This is the the Elias
Mhm.
script that comes with it. Right?
Mhm.
So you kind of just copy from here. So that's what I did. It's just
Ah, I see.
yeah, you just copy. And then when I want to call the action preset, where is it? Yeah, action preset, yeah. Normal action preset. So it's just a normal one with no like low pass.
Oh,
Mm.
that's really cool. I
Hmm.
think I might actually use this in my game now.
How much to license, Elias?
I don't know. I never licensed, so I don't know.
No, I mean the so you used it without paying, right? It's is there like any like
I mean, if it's obviously if it's non-commercial, because I didn't release this anywhere. So.
okay. So it's free for non-commercial use at the very
I think
least.
so. I think so.
I see.
But if I'm not wrong on the website, let me.
Live studio.
Yeah, I'm touching up now as well. Because if cannot, I can probably code up something that's similar. But
Because
They
the
probably have
website
to write a whole list of specs to the composer.
let me see.
yeah, that's true.
Where's the website? Licensing. There we go.
But I'm working quite closely with the composer.
That's great, man. That's great. So there's the licensing that we are looking at here.
Ooh, okay.
From
Oh
5,000.
man, no. I'm not doing that.
So, revenue share 0.5 to 2%, depending on project size and service needed. If you want to do upfront fixed fee, I
Uh,
got no money. I got no money for upfront fixed fee. So,
but this gives me a lot of good ideas, though.
yeah.
This is really cool.
And
Can
also,
I say that I misread that as $5?
You read $5?
$5 000.
$5, I'll buy it now. I'll buy it right now.
It's 5,000. 5,000. Oh, because apparently, so they're from Sweden.
Ah,
In
Apparently,
Europe,
in
Yeah.
European
dot.
countries, they use the dot
instead
and
of
not
comma.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
see.
It's
grew up.
5,000.
I grew up learning the dot as the decimal point. I saw it as $5. Do I get a discount?
So
But
yeah.
yeah.
And they also have at the moment the Elias only does music, right? But actually they have something that they just released for open beta, which I've been like playing around with the closed beta, which will be for sound effects.
Mm.
But
Mm.
it's only Windows at the moment, so I had to do it on my Windows, which is not my work laptop. So it was very hard to test. But they recently released it for open beta,
Right.
and I and it was essentially only for Unreal at first, but it says here that I haven't tested the Unity one yet, but the Unity plugin is in experimental beta at the moment.
Right.
I will test it when I
Chew.
open my Windows laptop, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, that's just how you. And with the enemies one, right?
Yeah.
It's not action presets, but it's just because here there's a set level. There's a set level thing. It's like super easy. Just where is it? Yeah, I call this right. It's just a function here, right at the bottom.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay.
This is giving me too many dangerous ideas.
And actually, it because mine is very simple. So they actually have a yeah. Let me see. Nope, not this one. Let me just close that first. And because they have when you download Elias, right? They have a demo that
Oh, you need to stream the screen when you do this because otherwise we can't hear it.
I think you should still be able to hear it. Let me test it
Okay.
first.
Is
Because I
Mac is
rerouted
different,
my-
right? Oh, okay.
On
Oh.
not Max different. I rerouted my. I have this going on.
Right.
Wow, fancy.
Audio person.
Nice.
I think you should be able to hear it.
Okay. I do not hear it.
Do not hear.
Oh no.
Oh no no
Wait,
no.
wait.
Oh, no, that's true, Mike.
Oh.
Oh wait, never mind. I'll share the
Okay.
application.
Woo!
Stream. Turns out it's only via application. Okay.
Alrighty then.
When you download Elias, they have this is just like the Elias people they've created like a demo level, which is like way more in detail than mine. So green tracks are just like the green tracks are just one track. So you see
Right.
how they have these, right? The blue tracks are ones with different layer, like so you can it's basically what is it called? Variations, yeah, variations. So you can have as many variations as you want. You have like 10 variations if you want to, and you'll play a random variation each time.
Oh.
That way you can have I guess yeah, it says here you can change the progression mode. Whether you want sequential, you want to play it in sequential auto, random or shuffle. The difference between random and shuffle is basically just I think random it might repeat the same one again possibly, but shuffle doesn't repeat.
Oh,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's cool.
So you can have like if you play this level, it will choose any one of the two at the moment they have two, right? This is not my music by the way. Their music for disclaimer. And these like I guess brownish yellowish tracks. You can see how it's like this, right?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
you don't have to like, if you're repeating a lot of percussion parts. Let's say this, because these are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So they just copy and like drag it around.
So are those like cut up portions, or are those the whole OGG?
It's like cut up. So it's like it's only these 4 bars, right?
Yeah.
They just copied and pasted it to the 5th bar as well. So then
Okay.
and over
See.
here.
Hmm.
So you can have segments. So you don't have to like you don't have to keep you don't have to export this like one whole like bar one all the way to this track's 32 bars, right? You don't have to
Yeah.
export like this whole thing. Because let's say from here to here and here to here is this, here to here and here to here is all the same track, right? You just need to
Yeah.
export this one. Copy and paste. That's what they did. Because yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And then obviously they have a lot of stingers.
Okay, can you play it so that we can like?
Oh yeah. Actually, I'll go to a higher level. This track has a lot of level.
So we lower it, then it'll be less intense.
Then they just have the different action preset.
What if you set to battle now?
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
Also have the filter sweep as well.
What did the filter sweep do? It kind of make it silent for me.
Yeah, it
Too
makes
deep.
sense.
Because it's very
It
soft.
went too deep.
It went too deep.
Super soft, sorry.
Oh, that's super cool. What the heck?
Yeah. It all feels very seamless also. Sorry, I have a question. The level, what does it do again? High level, low level, what does it actually do? Like the number that you, when you drag the, how do I put it? What do
Oh,
you
it's
call that URL?
Oh, this number. This
Yeah,
number
yeah.
just responds to this number.
Ah,
This
okay.
is the 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. It's
Ah,
just cities, I guess.
hmm. So the higher
So
it is, the more intense it is?
It's up to you to
can
decide,
arrange it
right?
that way, yeah.
Hmm. I see.
Like, where's the
So if I were to ask a musician, hypothetically, like asking for a friend, but
yeah.
if I were to ask a musician to do this, I would basically have to ask him to export it in multiple chunks, right? Of like, I don't know how this will work. Like, I would
So
just have,
like, uh, let me open up my door and see. Like the
You gotta switch application to stream.
oh yeah.
To shred it.
I would do that, but I don't want to show all my stuff. So I will switch it once I've opened
Right.
my application. It will take a while.
It's okay.
it's okay.
In the
But it's
meantime,
really
like, I have a question. I haven't really used any third-party audio plugins for any of these Unity and all. But what I see is most people use Wise.
Yeah.
How does this compare to Wise? Why would you prefer this over Wise?
This one is very easy for. I also like Wise, but Wise is not the most intuitive for musicians.
Hmm.
And also, to get this set up right, like this thing, right,
Hmm.
with the each like track has the different agility settings.
Mm.
And you can even do like, let me go back to the objective theme first. Let me see, like there was the strings on it. Yeah, they can do custom things like this,
Ooh.
where it switches based on which you can, let's say you wanna go from like a certain chord to a certain chord. You can specify these. You can have these kind of custom agility stuff. You can see how it will switch at bar 1 or bar 3 or bar 5 or bar 7 at beat 1. You can even set it to beat 3 if you want it to.
Okay.
That kind of thing. F1 and Wise does not do stuff like this. This was like, made for composers.
Nice, nice.
So it's you can get it to work with Wise and F1, but it's a lot of setting up to get it to do this.
Right.
There's one that's like they do it straight away, but obviously, unfortunately, it doesn't do sound effects. So so in the end, you still have to use Wise or F1.
Cool.
Well, anyway, John, it has colors. You like that, right?
Yeah, I love colors, man.
Colors.
It's got colors.
Colors.
It has colors.
Yes,
So you
colors. That's
say
right.
Wise is like WWISE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like colors. I can finally tell the columns apart.
Tell the columns apart. Let me switch my window.
For the longest time, in my head, I always pronounce wise as wise.
I pronounced it as W-wise for the longest time, even worse.
Okay, I didn't color my tracks, so Jono is having a
Were
freak out
wise.
right now. It's all green.
No,
But I can
I only see one patch on the screen.
John, like Vim is like a green logo is good, right? Green and black.
I can color it for John if you want me to.
Use Vim on the terminal. There's no logo.
That's
Yeah,
true.
here you go, John. Here you
Oh
go.
wow.
Oh,
I colored.
give it the hottest pink ever, right? Most saturated.
There you,
Was blind, but now I see.
there you go, John. There you go.
Nice.
There you go. It has colors now.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I can see the different rows now.
Since
Oh,
John.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah, this whole track is just that space track. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So everyone, like this one, because it was just a demo, so I actually just created the whole track by itself first. I didn't create like different intensities, but I exported it as different intensities.
Okay.
And normally you would export like one whole track like this, like this whole track like this, right? But so I split it up like, so I would just do this. This is I normally wouldn't do this because it's a lot of hassle to do this and like solo it and export it. Normally you would be smarter about this and do things like this. At least in
Ooh.
Logic, you would do like a sum file, and
Ooh.
each things would have like a folder. Then you can export all your selections
Right.
rather than having to solo one and then bouncing it and then solo again for your pads and then bouncing it. But I was lazy, so
Nice.
but so I basically just, let's say these are the plugs, right? So oops, sorry. You just export the plugs. I don't think you can hear it because I didn't set my.
No, we can hear it. Yeah.
Oh, you can hear it.
But we can't see it when you click on the menu items.
Oh, okay. I think it's because it's just like
Yeah,
showing.
just the interface.
Yeah. So you just export the plugs, and then you just export the lead. I split up into everyone splits up differently, but Yeah, and then miscellaneous was just because I didn't know what to name these, so these were just miscellaneous,
Mm.
Mm.
that kind. And this was just the
Mm.
that's the base. And then this is just a stinger.
Oh.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just it.
Well, you've
Cool.
convinced me. I want to do dynamic music stuff for my game now.
All right, man.
I have to pay my musician more money.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too boring. But
No. This is
Oh, it's-
awesome. Yeah,
oh.
learning up from this. This is awesome. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is cool. Shall we do a recap?
yeah,
Okay, so basically for next week I will be doing mostly enemies
Hmm.
and maybe trying out some dynamic music style. I don't know. Yeah, mostly enemies. Mostly enemies.
Yes.
Yes. John.
On my end, I showed off a bit of my learning from Rust. But
Yes.
next week, I will actually put the maps onto the screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, it'll be levels. I think I probably will not be adding new mechanics. At least for the initial release of the game. I think I'm done here, so I'll just be working on levels.
You're making like 4 stages of levels, right?
Sorry?
From seven to like from 7 stages to 11
levels.
stages.
Yeah. The thing is, the 7 worlds, right? The 7 worlds are only features the levels that where I've finalized the order of the levels. I still have a whole bunch that I've yet to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna make like
No. I still have like quite a few that I have yet to order in the right in the right order. Yeah.
Right.
And finally, Amanda.
Oh, I'll be doing my game jam. There won't be dynamic music because it's in Renpai. So
Right.
Mhm.
Possible to do like dynamic music in Renpai. Probably, yeah, it's probably possible.
You could probably do it,
Yeah.
but it will
It's just
probably
like-
be a lot of
Probably be
a lot of Python scripting.
Yeah.
Yeah, not worth it.
Oh, well, Amanda, if you have more things to show, right, you can always let us know anytime.
Mm.
okay,
Yeah.
Super
thanks,
cool.
thanks for letting me join.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Kalazor is still around. Kalazor said that can I he wants me to let you all know
Mhm.
that he will be dropping by to show off his game.
Yeah.
At the dev chat number 69. Yeah.
Oh
69.
yeah, funny sex number.
Bro.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
Wait till
we
we get top 120, then
yeah, 120. Yeah, we look forward to whatever Amanda and Carlosor has next. Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Shall we end it?
Yeah,
let's-
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Chow. Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, let
thanks,
me-
John.
let me Shout out, Chow.
Shout out, Chow.
thank
Oh,
you.
right, yeah.
Oh, sini kan.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did that way. I suddenly turned into a toddler chimpanzee.
The what?
I suddenly turned into a toddler chimpanzee when I said that line.
What? Well then we'll do this again next Sunday, 3 p.m. GMT plus 8 then.
Good. Hopefully
Yeah.
it'll work.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
See you guys.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.